right now on Weather Nation. A powerful storm system continues to impact the Northeast, bringing heavy rain, heavy snow, and strong wind. We'll have the latest. Heavy rain and snow also on the way for the western U.S. More than 3 feet of snow possible for the Sierra Nevadas.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And liftoff. Goals S has been successfully launched into space. We'll have an update from Florida later today. All this and more on Weather Nation right now. And welcome back to Weather Nation. Thanks for tuning in. Meteorologist Marcus Walter here with meteorologist Patrick Crawford. We're following the weather across the Northeast in particular this morning because we have heavy rain and snow.
Oh yeah, we've already started to get some of those snowfall reports coming in. We'll relay those totals that we're seeing here in just a few moments. But Marcus, it's a strong system, not just with the precipitation, but those winds really pounding against the eastern coastline of the U.S. Coastal flooding a big concern, erosion, as well as power outages.
Yeah, and you can see the waves in the video from Hampton Beach in New Hampshire. Again, the winds are definitely kicking across the Northeast. But let's talk about what's on the radar at this hour. We have heavy rain moving along that Northeast corridor, and then inland, we're dealing with heavy snow. But as we zoom in toward the Northeast in particular, we're noticing very heavy snow moving across Albany as we speak. We're noticing heavy rain across much of Connecticut and Massachusetts, including for places like Boston, and that goes for New York City as well. And then in upstate New York, we're noticing a few breaks in the snow activity across western New York, but Syracuse, you're still in the thick of things. Utica, a similar story, and Schenectady as well. And as we side south, you see New York City here. Heavy rain for you all. Across western Pennsylvania, we're noticing some breaks in the heaviest of the snow activity, but still a lot of wet weather out there. And Patrick mentioned snow totals. Take a look at these snow totals out of New York over the last 24 hours. Forestville, 22 inches of snow in just a day. That is an extreme amount, and more is on the way for the Northeast, Patrick.
That's right, Marcus. We were talking about that heavy snow threat. You saw some of those impressive snow totals, and we'll keep those coming for you throughout the morning. We've got winter storm warnings throughout the Northeast and winter weather advisories. And then look at those winds in Plymouth, Massachusetts. That's the other thing that we're going to be dealing with, those strong, blustery winds out of the north and northeast. And it's those northeast winds. That's where we get the name nor'easter. You get those northeasterly winds really forcing themselves along the eastern coastline there, pushing that water further on land. Coastal flooding, a big risk as well. But you can see the bright pink shading that stands out there on the map. Those are areas that are under a winter storm warning, and that will continue for the rest of today and into very early for Saturday morning. So as far as snowfall accumulation, we've already animated this map. So we're looking at 3 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow afternoon, and you can just really see that high amount of snow that's showing up there into the eastern part of New York. That's where we're looking at that risk of over a foot of snow. And we already saw some reports in western New York where we're dealing with over a foot of snow in some areas, like you saw in Forestville, New York, almost 2 feet of snowfall reported in the past 24 hours. Then we've got the flood watches, so that heavy rain risk, and then those strong winds just, again, battering the coastline. So from the coast of Maine all the way down to the coast, down, it looks like to New Jersey, down towards Delaware, we're going to be dealing with those strong waves, that storm surge very likely there along the coast, and then factor in the high tides. We're looking at coastal flooding, and it could be extremely dangerous. So we want you to be safe if you live in those areas. So what can we expect in New York City? Well, this is what we can expect. The rain is going to continue at least for the rest of the morning, but by this afternoon, it's going to start to change over to snow, and we're going to continue with those winds. I think the winds are just getting started. So if you think it's windy right now, be ready to hold on tight, because those winds are going to get even stronger later on this afternoon. Boston, Massachusetts, you'll have the rain chances really lingering throughout the morning, but by this afternoon, you're going to get that cold air mixing in, and that cold air is going to change things over to snow. In Binghamton, New York, you could see that it's rain just for this morning, but by the late morning, early afternoon, it's going to be more of a snow chance. The interstates impacted, Interstate 86, 81, and 88. So if you travel on those interstates, definitely be safe. Marcus, what's going on our Twitter page?
Well, you know, we just posted the updated snow totals out in New York State over the last 24 hours, and Patrick pointed it out. Forestville picking up 22 inches of snow. We have a lot of cool information up here, so check us out, twitter.com/weathernation. We'll be talking about the West Coast next.